Hello everybody! My little dog Chili unfortunately passed away a few months ago, but today I'm not here to make a sad video about it, even though I am sad, but I want to talk about 10 things that I learned with my little dog Chili. My little dog Chili was a Maltese dog, and he was born in February of 2019. And he passed away in May of this year, in 2024. Our Chili was always a very healthy dog, but just a few months after he turned 5 years old, he started having severe seizures for the first time that the vets were not able to stabilize, and that's why he passed away. So he lived for 5 years. His life was very brief for a dog, but it was very impactful in my life and our family. There was a huge and positive impact that he imprinted in our lives. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about 10 things that I learned with Chili. And the first one is, if you want something, go get it. When I think about my dog Chili, one of the first words that come to my mind is determination. That little fluffy ball of cuteness had a lot of determination. He was a very small dog, but with a lot of determination. I remember that before we got a dog, my husband was not what we consider as a dog person. So he did not even want a dog in our family. After many years married, I was able to convince my husband to adopt a little dog. Then we got Chili. But I would never even try to force my husband to go as far as, for example, to sleep with a dog. That would be too much. I was already very grateful that he accepted a dog in our house, so I would never do that. But Chili's goals were different than my goals. Chili's goal was to stay with us as much as he could. And when I say as much as we could, I include overnight, when we were even unconscious sleeping. He wanted to sleep with us. And I'm glad to tell you that during the last year of his life, that was one of the goals that he did accomplish in his life, because he ended up sleeping with my husband and I. So there was a lot of determination there. It took him years, but he got it. So Chili was always an example of determination. He has earned his place not only in our bed, but also in our hearts. We as humans can bring this example of determination to our lives too, because no one will chase our dreams and goals. This is something that only you can do for yourself. So do it, go after it, take risks, and have the courage to even fail sometimes, but be brave enough to restart as many times as necessary. What I understand about courage is not the absence of fear, but courage for me is to be able to act despite of fear. As human beings, all of us, we feel fear. Fear of everything, fear of new situations, new adventures, new things in life in general. But if we can not put our fear aside, but be able to act despite of feeling fear, I believe that's the true courage, in my opinion. So that's something that we see, sometimes in dogs, that we can bring to our lives to be able to accomplish our goals, because nobody's going to run after our dreams, our goals, and our ideals in life. That's something that only we can do for ourselves.
Brr. Brr. Go get it, Chili. Go get it.
The next thing that I learned with my dog Chili was enjoy the simple pleasure of a walk. My little dog Chili, he was potty trained to use a litter box indoors, but he loved to go outdoors and walk and smell the trees, get some fresh air. And it's good, not only for dogs, but for humans too. I think that nowadays people are not getting as much as they should about nature, you know. Today I decided to even sit here outdoors in my backyard behind those trees, you know, to get some fresh air, to get a little bit of sun, even though it's hot outside because it's still summer. But the day was so beautiful that I could not resist the temptation to just sit here and record this video for you. But it's good to just get some fresh air. It is really good for everybody. We have this tendency of being so much indoors. As humans, we are not made to just stay indoors all the time. We can see that in London, for example, where there is not as much sunshine compared to other countries, like here in the United States, in Florida, for example. The amount of people who suffer with depression is a lot higher because some people, they're not getting enough vitamin D. We need that, and the best way to get that is just in nature instead of taking, for example, a medication. That's the best medicine, you know. So do it if you have the opportunity to be outdoors. Maybe there is a park close by to where you live or any open area. If you have an opportunity just for a few minutes every day to just sit, relax, you know, listen to the nature and the birds, do so, because it's good not only for your body, your physical body, but for your mind too. It's healthy. The next one is be loyal, faithful, and quick to forgive. Well, when we think about dogs in general, I think everybody agrees that loyalty is one of the best words that defines dogs in general. Because dogs, they are really loyal to their owners, to their family, and I think loyalty is a good lesson that we as humans should take to our approach to relationships in general. We should be loyal to our friends, we should be loyal to our family, to all the people that we love, and even loyal to ourselves, to our feelings and the things that we believe in. So we should try to stay away as much as possible from gossips and environments like that. If you love somebody, be loyal to them. If you have a friend, don't be there bad-mouthing, you know, complaining about your friend, complaining about your spouse, complaining about your children, complaining about even your boss, you know, to other people. Because complaints are usually just a waste of time and energy, depending on who you are complaining to. For example, if you are in a job environment and for whatever reason you're not happy with your boss, for example, you shouldn't be complaining to your coworkers because it's not going to do anything to improve the situation. If you have a problem with your boss, go directly to your boss and try to solve it. Same thing if you have a problem with your children, for example. Bad-mouthing that to your friends, to other people is not going to improve anything. Approach your kids directly, talk to them, try to communicate your feelings, try to understand their feelings and improve the situation. So, you know, be loyal. Another thing is faith. There are certain situations and problems that happens, you know, problems happens to everybody. My dog's death, for example, is a problem that happened to me that I have no control over and I cannot fix. And problems like that are going to happen. People are going to die. Death is just a side effect of being alive for pets, for people we love. Unfortunately, as long as we are alive, we are going to keep watching sometimes our loved ones passing away, for example. So what do we do in situations like that, that we don't know what to do, that we are sad? I think we need to feel the pain, acknowledge, you know, our feelings, the pain. If you need to cry, cry a little bit. Don't cry for an extended period of time to lead you to something deeper like depression, for example. But if you need to, you know, cry a little bit just because you're sad, it's normal. It's okay to feel sad. There is nothing wrong about it. Do it. And God for me has been my everything. He has been my strength in all my moments of weakness, that I don't know what to do, that I have no idea how to deal with certain situations. So that's my strength, God. And the next thing is to be quick to forgive. I believe that forgiveness is a gift that we give to ourselves, not to others. Many times in life, people are going to hurt us, for example, and many times we're never going to receive, an apology. And I think it's important to forgive people under these circumstances anyway, because all these negative feelings like anger, resentment, this is like poison. And not forgiving a person is like drinking this poison and waiting for the other person to die. So it's important to forgive people, I think, even when they never asked for forgiveness, when they didn't regret for their actions. Forgive them anyway. Give them the forgiveness, because that's gonna be something that is gonna be good for yourself, for your mental health. Don't drink poison and wait for others to be hurt. You're only gonna hurt yourself under these circumstances. I remember my little dog Chili. He was white and a little beige, and these were the same colors that I could find in my floors at home, because we have marble floors, the same color, beige and white. So sometimes I would walk and just bump into my little dog Chili, or even step on him, and he would cry. And before I was even able to apologize, he would lick my feet. I had just like bumped into my dog, and he would respond, not with anger, not with irritation, not with resentment, but licking my toe. It's like he was telling me, I know you didn't do that on purpose, and I forgive you, even before you ask for forgiveness. So that tells you a lot about the heart of a dog, and I think it also teaches us a lot of how sometimes we can learn a lot from dogs in our approach of how to deal with difficult people in our lives. Another thing is avoid biting when a growl will do as much. When I think about my little dog Chili, during the 5 years that we had him, he had never bitten me, not once. Even being playful, he would never bite me. So I think that's a lesson we can take as humans dealing with other people, and we should wag more and bark a little less. I created kind of like a life rule for myself that is the following. Every time I feel angry and I feel like, I don't know, discussing with people and altering my voice tone or something like that, I always think, what difference is it going to make in my life within 10 years from now? And if we start thinking about that every single time we feel like really fighting and getting angry to somebody or something, we're going to realize that most of the times in life, things that we get really angry and we put a lot of energy in fighting are not things that are going to make any difference in our life in 10 years from now. So I think in this case, it's not worth the fight. We do not need to attend every single fight. We are invited. Try to think about that. I'm going to give a silly example here. If you're married and your husband likes to keep the toilet seat up, and you as a woman like to keep the toilet seat down, isn't it easier to just for you to go there and put the seat down every time it's up than to complain about it to your spouse? It's just a silly example of a daily thing that happens in life, that if you start to just approaching your spouse every single time and complaining about it and arguing about something that little, it's just gonna deteriorate your relationship, and it's not worth it, because it's the kind of thing that does not make any difference at all in your life. The next one is, when it is in your best interest, practice obedience. Well, I think that as Christians, of course, we need to obey God. And if we are children, we obviously need to obey our parents, because as children, people don't know how to differentiate the right from the wrong. So you need your parents' guidance and you need to trust it. But if you are a full grown up, an adult, you probably already know at this point in your life what is or not better for you. So practice obedience when it's convenient. And remember that sometimes it's important just to say no. And if standing up for yourself burns bridges, I have matches and we ride at dawn. It reminds me of another thing that I have read somewhere that said, you do not need to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. So think about what it means. I believe that it's great if you can help other people, if you can assist them with whatever you can do to make their life easier and better, more pleasant, as long as that does not hurt yourself. What I'm trying to say here is don't hurt yourself to try to help others. So I think that's a lesson that you can apply to your daily life. The next one is stretch daily. One of the things that I observed in my little dog Chili was that every time that he took a nap, he would wake up stretching all over. And that's good, stretching is good, working out is good, not only for our physical body, but for our mental condition too. It's totally beneficial for our bodies and minds to keep our bodies in movement. Our bodies were not built up to stay stationary like a tree somewhere. We are built up to move. So what I discovered that I really like to do as an exercise is treadmill. I usually work out on the treadmill 1 hour per day, 5 days a week. Maybe you do not have 1 hour per day, 5 times a week to dedicate to some sort of workout that you enjoy. But I don't know, try to do something like if you take a bus, try to leave the bus one stop before you should so that you can walk a little bit. If you see stairs, pick the stairs instead of the elevator. There are little day-by-day things that we can twist around to get our bodies moving a little bit more every single day. And it's really good for us to do that. Learn new tricks at any age. One thing that I learned with my dog too is that it's never too early or even too late to learn how to do new things. My little dog Chili started to be trained when he was only 3 months old. We trained him ourselves, so he learned how to do a lot of different things. Like for example, we would point our finger down like this and say, Chili, sit. And he would sit. We would do like this with our hands, Chili down, and he would go down on the floor like a little pancake. We would rotate our fingers and say, Chili, spin, and he would roll, spinning. So he knew how to do 11 different things. And lots of these things he started learning as early as 3 months old. I thought it was even too early in the beginning to start training a dog and teaching him new things. But after reading a few books about dog training, I learned that it's never too early or too late to teach your dog anything. And I think we can take this approach as humans too. Always be open to new things in life, to new knowledges. And I have a question for you here. When was the last time that you tried something new? So if it was a long time ago, maybe it's time to learn something new that you like, because it is never too late. Sit, spin, down, Chili, dance, 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 dance,
Such a good boy, such a good boy. Look at you dancing. Yeah, good job. Good job, Chili. Look at that.
Now, eat the best food you can afford. It's always dinner time somewhere. Oh, well, another thing that I learned with my dog is that. So I know that sometimes we go through difficult times in life, even financially, and we need to cut in some areas of your life. But if possible, try not to ever cut on food. Always buy the best food you possibly can afford for you, the most nutritious, the healthiest. Take care of your body, because our bodies are the only home we will always have. Regardless of where you are living, this is your body. You need to live with yourself, so we should try to maintain ourselves as better as we can. And one way to do that certainly is through what we put inside us. So be careful to what you eat, and not just what you are putting inside your physical body, but also other things that you are consuming emotionally, for example, mentally. Take care of what you talk about, what you listen to, what you watch on TV, the kind of people you interact with. I know that sometimes it's pretty much impossible to eliminate difficult people. Sometimes we have difficult people in our families and jobs, and there's not a lot you can do about that. So try to at least minimize your interaction with difficult people, for example, if you cannot eliminate that from your life and just stay away from that environment, for example. My little dog Chili, he was raised eating dog food primarily, but every time we were eating something that he liked even more, like for example blueberries or some fruit, he would always get a little piece of it. His favorite human food was blueberries. Sometimes I would even freeze the blueberries to toss them for him, and he absolutely loved blueberries. He was crazy for it. He also enjoyed banana very well. So it's a lesson that as a human we should bring to ourselves too. Eat the best and the healthiest food that you possibly can afford, at least most of the time. Of course that eventually we can treat ourselves with some junk food and something that is not healthy, but if most of the time you can keep a healthy diet and eat things that are actually good for you, do so. The next one is kiss a lot. One of the commands that we taught our dog was to kiss. We would look at our dog Chili and say, "Chili, kiss." I would do like this, and he would come right to my nose and kiss the tip of my nose. Would lick the tip of my nose here. So as people, I think we should take the same approach. Have you ever noticed how your pets greet you every single time you come back home? They're always excited to see you. They're happy to see you. They will kiss you. You know, if they could, they would hug you too. So be this kind of person. Be like a little puppy when you see your dear ones. Hug the people you love. Kiss the people you love. Tell them how much you love them, how much they mean for you every single time you see them. Treat every single time you see your dear and loved ones as the last time you're gonna see them. Because the truth is, one day you are going to be right. We never know when it's going to be the last time we are going to see our loved ones, we are going to hug our dear ones. So enjoy every moment. Don't feel shy to hug and love the people that are important for you. So that's something that I learned with my dog, that we should definitely bring to our social interactions with our family and our friends. Because one side effect of being alive is to die, and we never know, when it's going to happen to us or to other people we care about. So be nice, be sweet, be loving, kiss and hug a lot. It doesn't hurt. It's good for you and it's good for other people too. It's good to give, this affection, and it's wonderful to receive it too. The last one is be good and sweet. My little dog Chili, every time I look at him and ask it, "Are you good? Are you a good boy? Are you sweet?" He would jump on me and lick all over my face. He understood the words good and sweet. So I'm telling you, be good and be sweet. Don't be a sour person. Don't be angry and grumpy all the time. Life is too short and life is worth to be lived. So don't waste your time, being angry all the time. I know that sometimes life hits us with difficult situations like death, for example. Look at me, I am standing here talking about the loss of my dog, and it's something sad. I can't fix it anyway, but still, if I even look at this difficult situation, there are good things inside it. When my dog Chili died, I was 90 months pregnant, so it was a time in my life that I was even more fragile than usual. But I'm standing here right now talking about these 10 things that I learned with my dog. So try to have this approach in your life too, with the people you like. Don't waste your time and your energy feeling angry all the time, feeling grumpy. Life is too short, and it's worth to be lived. So be good and be sweet. So that's all. Thank you so much for watching this video, if you stayed here with me until the end. Do you have a pet? Do you have a little cat or a little dog? Have you learned anything with your pets, just watching their behavior like I did here? If you have a pet and if you have learned something with them, please write it down here, down in the comments. I would love to read it. And if you like this video, please remember to click on like and take a look on my other videos too. If you like my content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I will be really glad to have you here again. It was great to see you, and I hope to see you again in one of my next videos, okay? Bye bye!